Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 111. Worries.
So what has you and your son so upset?
Gita turned to Hiccup and smirked. Are we trying to change the topic so the teasing stops? Hiccup favoured her with an expression Gita had no trouble reading. She snickered anyways. Hiccup lifted an eyebrow. Gita sighed. She knew Hiccup would not let this go. It's a future thing, she said, choosing her words with care. Given all the changes from the tale she knew, and what was actually happening, Gita did not want to let anything slip that would lift Hiccup's hopes about his mother. Valka could very well be something the film directors and writers thought up. This bewildered beast's nest could house no human, and the human Pepper and Piper spoke of could be anyone in the world. Until that terror returned, Gita had no real way to know.
We meet that tusked king in the future? Hiccup asked.
Gita blinked, then hummed. She had not been surprised that Hiccup would connect her upset to the massive dragon Astrid ordered to leave, and not the Night Fury that just flew off. Boy was too observant for his own good sometimes. She tilted her head. You asked me the human name for those when new mates took their mated month.
Yes, you said you had to see one to be sure. Are you sure now?
Gita grunted. Sure about what humans call that dragon? Yes. It's a bewilderbeast.
She saw Hiccup's eyes widen. Another dragon Borg claimed was a myth.
Hiccup said, then frowned.
You said that as if there was something you were not sure of.
I believe that is the one you meet in the future, Gita said. I don't know if he actually is.
If he is, what will change now that we've met him before we were supposed to?
I don't know. For the meeting you were supposed to have, and the events that surrounded it. Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Gita shrugged. That worries me, but it's not why Shadowfire and I are upset. If that is the dragon you will meet, the tale we know portrayed him very different than how he just acted, and we are confused.
Shadowfire said many things have changed.
Gita closed her eyes and pinched the bridge of her nose. Yes, she said softly, and I worry what that will do to the future we know.
That just means we'll have to face what comes together.
Gita lowered her hand and looked at Hiccup. He smiled. Gita hummed again. Since he had begun to flourish, with a father and tribe who accepted and respected him, dragons who followed him and believed in him, and the girl he had always admired standing stalwart and strong in his corner, and freely showering him with her love, Gita had come to see glimpses of the leader he would become in Race to the Edge. Yet, with all of that, he still remained that 15-year-old boy she and many others rooted for as they watched the first movie. She smiled. As always, my Alpha. Hiccup stared at her, his face completely blank.
You just had to throw my title in there, didn't you?
Gita snickered. I have no idea what you are talking about.
Hiccup snorted.
Stoic, Sharpshot upon his shoulder, and Gobber entered the Great Hall. He tipped his head to Lars and the young ladder Dervla was still housing. Both had been tasked to guard the door and refuse admittance to those not in the council or requested to be at the meeting. The other human council members, the elder dragons that still remained in the nest, and the two changelings staying in his house, were already at the chief's table. Stoic moved to join them. Gobber walked around him and sat down next to Gothi so that he could translate her runes. Stoic moved to his seat at the exact middle of one side, the side that overlooked the entirety of the Great Hall. He tapped the table in front of him.
Go on, lad,
Stoic said, curling his neck so that he could see Sharpshot out of the corner of his eye.
You can sit there, so you could be a part of this too.
Sharpshot hopped off Stoic's shoulder and sat down, curling his tail around his paws. Stoic smiled, and then looked at the others. He sighed.
You all know Alvin's gonna know about them dragons leaving, he said. I reckon Bezbit's done told that man everything. He will try for the island, either on Snuggle Dog or soon thereafter. You sound so sure, Father of the Alpha,
Lawkeeper said.
I be wishing I wasn't, but I be knowing Alvin. If he believes we be easy to take, he be attacking.
He looked at Ringfire.
You get what I asked you done?
Aye, Father of the Alpha, Ringfire said. It is ready for those you call stonemasons.
Excellent. Once that be finished, it be taking that worry off my shoulders.
Sharpshot shifted so he could look up at Stoic. May I ask what it is you had her do?
Stoic chuckled. Of course you can. It be the door into the cavern Hiccup be wanting us to use for hatchlings once they return. Will it be the place for non-warriors to head if and we be attacked? Hawk asked. Aye, Stoic said. Ringfire showed Hiccup this cavern before we learned the truth about Finn Offerson. Hiccup and Astrid both swear it be big enough for the hatchlings, and those in the tribe who can't fight. Ringfire's been working on a tunnel, so we humans can reach it from the village.
Where be the door? Flammer asked. In answer, Stoic turned and pointed to the wall behind his chair. He turned back.
The stonemasons will be the ones to break into Ringfire's tunnel and fix the opening for the door the Hiccup thought of. And he will come in, not be knowing at a door. Hiccup thought of a door you can't see? Spiteloud asked. He be saying it fits so well into the opening, you wouldn't see the edge, lest you be looking right at it and looking for it.
Stoic saw the humans, except Gothi and Gobber, sigh and stare at the table.
What be wrong?
Hiccup's mind be a blessing, and we all had to almost lose him to actually see it.
Hawk said.
I believe most in the village, myself included. Flammer began, be wondering how the lad can be so willing to help us, after what we put him through.
Simple, Lawkeeper said. Love. The Alpha's love for his nestmates makes his forgiveness absolute.
End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. I love that idea. The cavern with the secret door. I can so picture that in my head. Sounds amazing. And I just love this, you know. And also Gita and Hiccup acting like siblings with her teasing him at the end with his title. And her being so careful to choose because she can't tell if that human is Valka because she doesn't want him to be hurt in case it isn't her. Again, big sister behaviour. She's protecting him from pain. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and non-binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.